This is CNN Breaking News.
Welcome back and thank you for joining us this afternoon. One of our top stories today is making history. The presidential election of 1824 was held yesterday. With the first vote, none of the candidates reached over 50% of the vote. Jackson, with 99 votes, was 7 away from reaching this goal. The top 3 candidates, Clay, Adams, and Jackson, were all Democrat-Republicans since the deterioration of the Federalist Party. They were then put through to the next round, where the House of Representatives would decide who would become the next president. Clay, dropping out before it even started, held a decisive position, being a member of the House himself. With hours of anticipation, the results finally came in. Adams had won the presidential election. His first act was assigning Clay as the new Secretary of State. Now, some say this was a corrupt bargain between Adams and Clay. We now go to our field correspondent who has the latest on this developing story. Thank you, Jacqueline. I'm here with John Adams. Sir, what do you think about the allegations made against you?
I think they are foolish. Jackson's just upset because he lost and he's trying to bring me down. He may have won more popular votes, but tides can change.
Do you think people mistrust you after all that's happened?
I think I lost some trust, but I'm still determined to serve you as the 6th President of the United States.
Did you hold a position in what the public is calling a corrupt bargain?
Clay and I had some planning beforehand for a successful campaign, but I won the election legitimately.
Thank you for joining us today. Now I'm here with Andrew Jackson. Sir, how do you feel about the results of this election?
The results of this election are absolutely atrocious in nature. They do absolutely nothing but enrage me. The fact that a snake of a man like Clay would commit such an act of immorality takes me completely by surprise. That man is the Judas of the West. In addition, he drags a man like Adams into the debate, tempting him with the position of the presidency of the United States, when the public knows right well that I had the majority of popular votes in the U.S. by a landslide, and also had more electoral votes than he did in the House of Representatives. But Adams complies by giving the position of Secretary of State to Clay. It truly was a corrupt bargain.
Going off that, what are your plans for the future?
I'm starting my new presidential campaign now, in opposition to Adams. I'm going to kick it off by forming a new newspaper in Washington called The Telegraph, telling the public what Adams did to me to corrupt my campaign for president. Also, I'm resigning from my current position in the Senate to dedicate my full attention and time to the presidential campaign in the next 4 years. There will be no reason for me to lose the next time it comes around.
Thank you. Now I'm here with Henry Clay. Sir, how do you feel about the allegations made against you about the so-called corrupt bargain?
Silly accusations are all they are. Adams and I are good friends and I supported him, but I did not elect him illegally.
Isn't it weird how after Adams got elected, you immediately were put into the prized position of being Secretary of State?
I was chosen for my experience in government, and it was all just a coincidence.
Okay, and how does it feel to be called the Judas of the West?
I see no need for childish names, and I'm not surprised to hear that from a commoner like Jackson.
Okay, thank you for joining us today. Now I'm here with Jacksonian supporter Jack Johnson. Sir, how do you feel about the corrupt bargain?
Missy, this event is the worstest I've ever seen in my lifetime. It's even worse than Ruta thinking he is better than that businessman Lutz. How can the people of America trust the government with the underhanded, under-the-table deals that have been going on? That Clay is a devilish man.
So, what are you and your fellow Jacksonian supporters going to do about this?
Well, right now we are opposing the Adams campaign, and all day we will be outside the Capitol boycotting his false inauguration. We all know that Jackson truly won, and that's all I have to say about it. Jackson!
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, ma'am.
We are still not quite sure what went on here, but we know that it has had a major effect on our country. This is no longer an era of good feelings. We have seen the development of political parties, and we shall see the effects grow as time goes on. From Washington, D.C., this is Jackie Jackman. Back to you, Jacqueline.
Golden Sense and Palace Palace is right up there too, and they're even